Alright, so welcome to our lesson on decomposing fractions. Something we've already done in class, but this is going to be up for more practice and for additional practice to make sure that you're very strong with decomposing fraction and recomposing those fractions. So now let's look at some vocabulary. So remember that decompose means to take apart, compose means to put together. And remember that a proper fraction is a fraction whose numerator is smaller than the denominator. So like this example right here, 2/7 and also 5/12. That the numerator on both of those is smaller than the denominator. Now, when we get to improper fractions, something that we've discovered, an improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator right here and here is larger than the denominator right here, that we see that whatever fraction we have is cut into fours, and we have 7 of them. And here, that whatever fraction we have is divided into 6 to 6, and we have 15 of them. And remember that, very important, that an improper fraction is the twin brother of mixed numbers. And mixed number is a whole number and a fraction together. And you remember that this is the twin sister of improper fractions. So improper fraction and mixed numbers really go together, and we're going to be exploring how to convert those later on. And we have an example here. Remember, we have 2 and 2/6, or 1 and 1/5. So a whole number and a fraction together. And then more review vocabulary. The numerator is the number of parts, and the denominator is the number of parts the whole is divided into. Very key that you remember that. That is the number of parts that the whole is divided into. And we're going to be looking at that in great detail once we go through and decompose these few examples. So the first example we're going to look at is we're going to decompose this into fours. So the first thing we do is we need to take our fraction and split it into fours. These are not going to be even, but remember that for the purpose of us, these are equally split parts. Now, one of the ways that we can decompose this, and you can go through and find other ways, we're only going to look at a couple in this video clip, that we can take half. Well, let me undo that. That we can take 2/4 plus 2/4 plus, wow, this is going to be difficult, plus 3/4 plus just a little small slice. Remember that these are equally drawn parts. And if we add these all together, we will get 8/4, or let's go this up, or 2 wholes. So that is one way to decompose that into fours. Like I said, you can go through here and you can look at other ways to decompose that. Now this one, we're going to try to decompose this into sixths. I'm going to go with orange this time. Split it in half. Then I'm going to split this into sixths. Okay? So now, each one of these parts, remember the whole is divided into 6. So whatever our denominator is going to be 6. So I can do it just like this. That this is 3/6 plus 1/6 plus 2/6. And when we add those back together, then we get 6/6 or 1 whole. Alright, so now let's look at another example. You remember, go back through this and look at other ways to decompose this fraction. Like I said, just don't go by my example. Look at some more examples on your own. And then this one, we're going to decompose this one into 8ths. Stick with my orange, half. I'm going to cut it in half. Then I'm going to cut it in half again. And now I have 8 pieces. So one of the ways that I can decompose this is by doing this, which is 4/8 plus 2/8 plus 2/8 will equal 8/8 or 1 whole. And that is our answer. Now, I did not box my answer on the other 2 examples, so please make sure you go back and box your answers on those other 2. Remember, look at other ways to decompose those fractions into 8ths or into 6ths or into 4ths. Now, here's an example problem solving that you're going to go and work through. Talking about Shelly and baking 3 pans of brownies. I want to see this in your notebook on tomorrow or the next day. Whichever day this is assigned to you the next day, I want to see this example worked out in your notebook. And also, you have some other example problems of decomposing 3/8, decomposing 10/4, and decomposing 2 2/3. And that is the end of our lesson. A long one, but very helpful.